Why, hello there. My name is Mountain, and today I'd like to talk to you about this. And what is this, you may ask? Well, this is the Mystery Ranch times Carryology Assault Pack, also known as the Unicorn Pack. So, as the name suggests, it's a special collaboration between the Bozeman, Montana-based Mystery Ranch, manufacturer of bags for outdoorsmen, firefighters, and hunters, and so forth, and Carryology, the website for carry enthusiasts. So its main claim to fame, besides its overall rarity, which I'll talk about in a minute, is its marriage of Mystery Ranch's Assault Pack silhouette with the kind of modern design and aesthetic and relatively rugged and interesting materials. And a relatively high degree of organization, or an extremely high degree of organization, particularly for a Mystery Ranch bag. Now, its main claim to infamy might be its general rarity. When this bag was announced, or when it went on sale, it sold out in 10 minutes, and a lot of people who were trying to purchase the bag encountered errors during the checkout. And what that ended up meaning is there was a lot of people who wanted to get this bag who couldn't. And you know, when this bag went on sale, it was priced at $350, which is not cheap, but it's certainly more affordable than other so-called grail bags, such as the Bellroy Apex or the Arc'teryx Valence No Mean Pack. But at the moment, that general rarity and kind of high demand means that prices on the secondary market are pretty crazy. Now, as at the time of this video goes live, or by the time this video goes live, they should have done a second release of this bag, so hopefully more people who wanted to get this originally will have been able to purchase it at the kind of retail price. So let me start by giving a quick overview of this bag. As I mentioned, it's an urban take on Mystery Ranch's classic Assault Pack silhouette. That's a bit of a thinner bag and a taller bag than most normal EDC bags. It has tons of organization, both outside and inside, especially for Mystery Ranch, which generally doesn't have that much kind of organization in a lot of their bags. And kind of the downside is like the outside and inside organization kind of fights with each other for space. Relatively interesting and relatively rugged materials married with an extremely adjustable, a harness system and robust harness system that's frankly way overkill for a bag of this size and intended use. It stands up on its own under many common loads, which I think is a great feature for a bag that's intended for urban use. And it opens up using Mystery Ranch's tri-zip design for a kind of ease of access and packing and whatever, which I think is great. But there's a bit of friction, as you can see, in trying to get these zippers open, though that gets better over time. It doesn't carry as much as you might expect for a bag of this size. It's so big I can't even get it inside of the frame of the camera here, but it's still plenty for like an overnight trip. And finally, it has this like non-removable waist belt, which I kind of think is unneeded, frankly, on a bag of this size and purpose here. And it creates this weird little lump when it's stowed away. So let's talk about who this bag is for and who it's not for. In terms of who it's for, I think it's for people who are attracted to Mystery Ranch's aesthetic or things such as the tri-zip design or the Futura harness system. I think it's a great bag for people who kind of commute mainly on foot or possibly on bike and need to carry the kitchen sink with them from morning until night, and they need a bag that's going to be able to carry it all, keep it organized, and is going to be comfortable to wear for hours on end. I think similarly, folks who carry routinely a lot of like big chunky things like headphones and like a jacket and stuff, and a lot of smaller things like little, whatever bits and bobs for the office, and they want to keep everything in place. Like, this is a great bag for handling both of those types of carry at the same time. And finally, carry enthusiasts who like this bag for its unusual pedigree and its really unusual combination of features and organization and materials and silhouette. This is going to be like one of the only bags out there that really can satiate that need. Now, in terms of who this bag is not for, one-bag travelers. Now, you absolutely can do one-bag travel with this bag, and I have done it, but there are much better choices out there, especially for the price. Minimalists or folks who prefer a more fashionable, sleek refinement to their bags. Fashion and minimalism are sort of like in the eye of the beholder these days, but no matter what, like, it's clear that the Assault Pack roots of this bag shine through in all the dangling straps and whatever ruggedness and stuff. And it's not like a sleek bag in terms of like, with all these dangling bits and bobs here. And I think people with normal EDC needs, like if all you're carrying is like a laptop and like a couple of pouches and a wallet and phone, like this bag is overkill. Similarly, if you're commuting by car, this bag is overkill. You don't need this crazy Futura harness. You just need like a regular bag that's a lot more affordable. So let's now talk about the exterior of this bag. Okay, we'll start with the material. It got this unusual combination of Cordura 500D and then like this, I think it's called like a VX21, looks like an X-pac to me. Black on black on black, except for the accent up here. And that's a nice kind of contrast because you do get this like slightly glossy, slightly, you know, matte contrast in the blacks. You also have nice, interesting materials like the Hypalon counter pulls and then like these coated YKK number 10 or whatever number these zippers are, which I think is pretty cool. I think it's very successful in achieving its kind of intended goal of marrying like an assault pack silhouette in like an urban, like kind of design aesthetic. Like it's unusual to find two disparate styles so I think successfully mashed together as you do get in the pack like this. In terms of the silhouette, it's a 24-liter pack. It's a large-ish 24-liter pack. Obviously, literage is a little bit, you know, variable by manufacturer and by bag. This definitely feels larger than 24 liters to me, but a lot of that capacity is in the vertical dimension because it is a pretty tall and skinny bag. It is possible to kind of pack out these side wings so that it becomes a little bit fatter at this side, especially if you pack out the middle and the side wings. But generally, I think this is a tall and skinny pack, which is unusual for an EDC pack. And you can also see that here's where the strap joints, and then you have like on a hiking bag or an assault pack, you know, you have like this big brain pocket on top, so that sort of sticks up even higher. So if you pack this out, it just becomes this really tall pack for the silhouette. Now, because of the way that the harness system is adjustable, I'll talk about it in a minute, like you can still wear it, even if you're not like a super tall person, and it'll be fine, but it's an unusual kind of silhouette, I think. I like that the bag can stand up on its own. As I mentioned, I think it's a super handy feature for an EDC bag. And then beyond that, I think the zippers themselves, which I've talked about a little bit, being both robust and waterproof, they've got like these nice paracord pulls with you know, kind of heat shrink tubing on them, and there's friction in them. It's absolutely a friction of access, but they know that, and it's sort of inherent to that tri-zip design. So you got all these counter pulls everywhere. And in terms of counter pulls, right? I think there's like, how many on this bag? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 externally accessible counter pulls. It's just sticking out everywhere. I like that they're Hypalon. It's kind of cool, but you definitely, you know, I don't know, like it's not a refined sleek bag in that sense, but they help with the zippers. And the zippers have a great rippability, like they are coated, so there's that friction, but they're very robust and you never feel like you're gonna break them. And then I think in terms of the other notable features of the exterior of the pack, is gonna be the branding, right? So at the top, the very first thing you notice is this gigantic, I think ridiculous morale patch. This is the Carryology Mystery Ranch, and in the middle, like the unobtainium symbol, I guess. This is designed by, I think, like one of the Carryology guys for this pack. I think this thing's ridiculous. I never wear it on there. But, you know, if you're into morale patches, I guess it's cool. You also have these 2 big thick layers of Velcro for the morale patch, which is far more surface than you usually get from morale patches on bags, but I don't usually put patches on my bag, and I don't mind that it's, you know, there, so I guess good if you do use it. Like I said, I never really put this on there. And then you've got the branding right on the front here. This part, obviously, you can't hide. I like the orange, the Carryology accent orange. I think it's a great color. And I obviously don't, you know, if you're gonna get a collab bag, you kind of want to see that on there. It is a bit large. I don't mind it. Some people online talk about like blacking it out with a fabric marker or whatever. You're up to you. Flipping the bag around to the back, you're gonna look at this harness system, and maybe before we get into that, you get this grab handle at the top. And it's a single piece of webbing around which they have kind of extra webbing sewn over each edge to give it a bit more robustness. It's very easy to grab, very big loop, very comfortable even with gloves. The one problem I encountered with it though is it does tend to sort of stick out quite far, and it would poke into the back of my head, which is weird. I don't usually have that problem with bags. To solve that, I would sometimes tuck it in here behind the harness, get it out of the way, which does solve that problem, but then you have to go fish it out of here when you want to actually use it, right? Then we move on to the harness system on the back. And this is what's known as Mystery Ranch's Futura harness system. And it's quite robust. Let me see if I can explain how it works. So you have this back yoke portion here, and then you have these strap lifters, and then you can pull the load closer to your body or farther to your body as you'd like. But what makes this system very, great is this part here. Let's see if we can get this like this. This part here has this plastic insert inside of it. Let's see if we can pull this out. It has a plastic insert. And then what you can do is there's Velcro down. And I'm not going to break the Velcro because I have this adjusted to my back, but this part here is affixed with Velcro to the back of the bag. And you can break the Velcro with this. You can slide this up and down so that it fits perfectly onto your back. Then you press it back into place so that the Velcro locks. You put this plastic part back in, and you've got this perfect fit where the yoke is sort of resting on your back, and then you just pull the load in as tight or as far from your back as you would like. Very, very robust and sturdy harness system. It's way overkill actually for a bag of this size and this intended purpose, but again, going back to those assault pack roots, I think it's very cool. On the front, you get all these straps here. So you got the shoulder straps dangling here. You've got like double lengths of webbing to adjust the straps. You've got a sternum strap here, normal clip one here, and then you've got dangling straps at the bottom here. And one of the things that I think is sort of, following, as I mentioned, like the assault pack aspect of it, one of the things that I wish that was a little bit more refined about this bag is you're definitely not a dangle-free experience. You got this thing, there's no like webbing at the end to like or stretch elastic to kind of roll it up. Sometimes you get that on some of the bags. There's no way to manage these straps. It's weird because it looks like there's this loop here that you might be able to do something with, but you can't because it's permanently run underneath these double straps, which is really odd. You can sort of tuck this in here, but then it's weird, right? It just sticks out here. I don't know. It didn't seem like I don't know what that's for. And then you do have these webbing dominators, but what's weird is, I don't know if they're intended to roll this up, but if you roll it up like this, because they're on the sternum strap, it doesn't really work. You end up with this thing going on, which is just odd. It's clearly not, I don't know if it's just not for that, but I don't know what else you would roll up into it, right? Maybe the sternum strap here on this one, I guess. That's weird though. And it doesn't really make sense for this half of it. And then my next thought is you often see these things being used to organize hydration bladders, right? Hydration bladder hoses. But there's no way to run a hydration hose out of this pack. There's no hole for it. So it's obviously not for that either. That's also what I thought initially this might be for. So it's weird. You do have a lot of dangling straps everywhere. And then finally on the back here, the other thing you'll notice is the waist strap at the bottom, which, as I've mentioned before, is not removable. And it's this big flat waist strap, and it has this three kind of marks here where you can are supposed to fold the waist belt in, and they do it like this. It's relatively thin, so that I think it kind of tucks into this area. The buckle strap is one of these aluminum type slide through kind, which I don't really like because it just jingles like this a bit. Once you have it adjusted, you pull these two ends forward to tighten the strap, which is nice. You see that a lot on some hiking packs or whatever. But again, I wish this whole thing was removable because you don't really need a waist strap on a 24-liter pack like this, in my opinion. And the fact that, okay, it is supposed to kind of fold in like this, I guess, and tuck away, right? Again, like this. But even if you do this, you end up with this weird lump at the bottom, which you can see. It's not, you get used to it, but it's kind of annoying. I don't like it at all. I think it was a very poor choice on their part, but because this harness system is so good, kind of beggars can't be choosers, maybe. So turning the bag back around, the next thing that you see on the outside is obviously these two big wing pockets here. And these pockets are great. So they're different. Each one's different. And they open up all the way like this. And they give access to just incredible amounts of organization, especially for a Mystery Ranch bag. So they're different. Let's start with this one maybe first. When you flip this open, of course, you can fit a water bottle in here, like an Nalgene bottle or something in that. You do have, so you fit an Nalgene bottle or a water bottle in here just like that. You also have this dump pocket, then you have a zippered pocket, and then you have another sub-dump pocket in here. For example of the loadout that I've got in here right now, I've got in this dump pocket my Nomad battery bank and some power cables. In this zipper pocket, I think I have some hand lotion because a lot of air conditioning going on in places these days, so your skin tends to get dry. And then this sub dump pocket, I have like some everyday carry tools. I've done a review of this. This is the James brand Carryology collaboration EDC rover capsule pack or whatever. I've got that in there. On this side here, this one has even more organization. This is, you've got like the main dump pocket, you've got this dump area in here, you've got a front pouch in here, 2 pen slots, and then a zippered pouch here. I use this one as my kind of office or co-working space organization pouch here. So I've got like a Roost laptop stand, a Magic keyboard, then I've got like a Bellroy note taker, you know, James brand Benton pen, highlighter, and then in this zipper pocket I have like a Magic mouse in here. And what I like about this, right, is it's very easy to keep everything in one place, including something big like a keyboard. And so you'll see here in a second, these are very tall pockets. So if you don't have something tall in here, you don't necessarily take full advantage of these pockets. But if you do, coupled with the fact that the bag tends to stand up on its own, it's very easy to like just set this down next to you in the chair in the cafe or co-working space or whatever. You can get in and out of it, no problem. Very easy to get this. Keep your stuff organized and work in and out of it. And the only thing I don't like about these pockets is that they don't have any stretch to them. And this is something that I've noticed about all mystery wrench packs, is like they do not do elasticated pockets for whatever reason. It would be so much more useful. It would keep things from kind of sliding out. But anyway, that's just sort of a choice that they appear to have made for their bags. I wish there was some there, but again, it's still, for the most part, okay. Now, oh, sorry, before we get into the interior of the bag, let's talk about the brain pouch. So the top of the bag houses the brain pocket, and as you open it up, you've got this big dump area. There's like kind of like, you can see it's like wall here, which makes it easy to like dump stuff in and out of it. There's like a wall that kind of forms a bucket. Right now I have like my phone and a pair of earphones in there. You've got this nice, thick, really robust mesh that lets you see into the inside of the bag. And then in the top, we have another zippered pocket with the same robust mesh in here. I just have like my keys and like a chapstick. And then I throw my phone and my earphones in here, my little earbuds in there. I do wish that this part had a bit more organization. Like this is the right kind of style of pocket if this were an outdoor pack or like a hiking pack, an assault pack. But for urban use, like I felt like this part often got wasted. If I'm carrying gloves or something like that, or a hat, I could throw it in here and it's good. But most of the time, I just kind of have my phone sliding around in there, which I didn't think was that great. I wish there were a few more sub pockets in there. You can obviously put your phone and stuff in here if you needed to, but obviously I have other things in there as well. When you do have the brain filled out like this, because the pack is so tall already, and then this is above where the shoulders hit, like this becomes an even taller pack. And again, like I said, it's so tall I can't even get it on camera here, but it's something I noticed. It's just such an unusual silhouette for an EDC pack, but again, if you adjust the back harness system correctly, it works, I think, for the most part. Similarly, speaking of like space of these pockets, when you fill out these pockets, they fight with the interior for space. So let's get into the interior here. Well, I'll talk about what I have. Well, actually, I'll talk about it now. So in terms of what I have in the middle of this bag here, I just have like a water bottle. I have a rain jacket because it's raining these days. Pair of earphones or big noise canceling earphones, and I have like a Kindle in a case here, and that's it in terms of the bottom of this pocket here. So if we take that stuff out here, you're going to see that, again, as I mentioned, what you put in here tends to fight for space with the inside of this capacity. Same thing here. And so you need to kind of decide how much you want to put in here and how much you want to put in the middle. Leaving this sort of aside here for a second. Oh, sorry, and I have I also have like a Bellroy Classic pouch at the bottom there. And then that's just the bottom single layer of the pack there. Now on the inside here, as I mentioned, this is a tall pack. And one of the affordances they have for you to make usage of that vertical height are these side wing pockets here, which borrow from their assault packs and kind of are big and capacious and have, you know, like their own volume to an extent, which I like. And in this one, for example, I have like my wallet, some masks, and like a coin pouch or whatever. I put it in here because it's a little bit secure, but still relatively easy to open from the top if I need to. And on this one, I have like an echo bag, I guess like a flashlight, and like a kind of tool driver set there. One of the other affordances that you see here to enable you to use the vertical height of the pack is this molle. You can attach any kind of like molle pouch, like a GoRuck molle pouch, or this is some generic one here. And then that will let you pack stuff at the bottom here, as I showed you, right? Pack stuff here and also pack stuff up here. So you're making, you know, you have stuff here and you have stuff here, and make use of the full height of the pack. That's very handy. The challenge I found is that if you put this here and it's packed out with stuff and you pack out the wings, like they tend to fight with each other for space when you try and close the bag, it also makes it a little bit harder to get the zipper open over this initial kind of part, which is where it normally catches anyway. So I don't usually carry in here. The other main feature inside of here, besides you kind of notice like this bright Carryology accent orange, is this laptop container area. Inside of here I have 11-inch iPad Pro and I have a 13-inch MacBook Pro. Both of them fit in here nicely. You can also fit like a, you know, 15 or 16-inch MacBook Pro in here, no problem. There's a false bottom. It stops right here. So there's a false bottom for the laptop section so it won't hit the ground when you set it down. I like that the bag just kind of fillets open like this because it's super easy to actually, you know, load stuff in and out of it. Literally just throw everything in there. Don't have to worry too much about how it's organized. And zip it up like this and you're good to go. So that's kind of looking at this bag, both exterior and interior. I think in summary for this bag, I really like it and I'm glad I got it, but it's not always a daily rotator for me. Because of the size, it almost encourages or requires you to pack it out with a fair amount of stuff to make it worthwhile. Because there's sort of a, you know, it's a big pack, so you want to make sure you're carrying stuff if you're going to have such a big pack with you. I don't often need to carry that much stuff, but when I am, like I said, going out from morning to evening, going to be doing a bunch of different things, or need to carry like a rain jacket and earphones, going to go to a co-working space or whatever, this is a great bag for that. I kind of wish that there was a bit more affordances to make it more useful for like one bag travel or like outdoor kind of use, like, you know, maybe the pass through or like a better organization for the straps or whatever. But, you know, that's fine. That's not what it's absolutely intended for. It just sort of looks like it could be great in either of those domains, as well as EDC if they had put a little bit more, you know, thought into some of the aspects of it, like adding a hydration bladder pass through or something like that. It's definitely my favorite Carryology collaboration to date, and my favorite mystery ranch bag to date, in no small part thanks to these amazing side organization pockets. I love these so much, and I love that there's organization on the inside too. That's great, and I think it's a pretty like fashionable bag as well, so I'm very glad to own this one, even if I don't use it every single day. If you're in the market for a bag like this, what are some other bags you might consider? Well, one of the problems is there's not a lot of other bags like that, but one that you might want to look at is the Mystery Ranch Urban Assault Pack. This is the 24 liter. You're going to see a lot of similarities here because, again, it is Mystery Ranch. You do get these tri-zip design like this. You do get like kind of organization on the inside there, a lot of fair amount of organization, not obviously as much as the Carryology Assault Pack. You get like these dual water bottles both on the outside, and then kind of interior organization pockets on the side walls. On the inside, you get slightly smaller size. There's several different sizes of this bag. This is the 24 liter, but they're just generally all much more appropriate, I think, for like EDC use. You get like a brain pocket up here, and then kind of a different function that you get on here, feature you get here that you don't get on the other one, is this exterior accessible laptop tablet compartment here. The harness system is a little bit more appropriate, though obviously not as nice as the Carryology Assault Pack as well, and available in a variety of colors. This is a great pack. I like this pack a lot. I use it Probably more than I use the Carryology Assault Pack, but I like the Carryology Assault Pack better in terms of looks and features overall. Another bag that you might want to consider is the Air Gym. I think this is the Gym duffel bag. I'll put the name up here in a second. You can right away see some similarities in these packs in terms of their overall like design. They're both like these like tall, thin black bags. Cordura nylon, same combination of like really easy to access main compartment that like opens wide. Side panel organization here on one side with the Air. The other side you get like water bottle carrying capacity. You've got a top first order access pocket, and then you've got this nice big back computer laptop compartment with a lot of organization as well. Really high degree of organization on this bag. Also, harness system is not as advanced as, I mean, few bags are, as this Carryology Assault Pack, but it's still fine for EDC use. And then you also have like a shoe pouch here because this is intended to also be like a duffel or gym and commuter day bag. So this is another great bag that I think will serve a lot of use cases, and it's a lot more affordable than that one. And finally, while I am certainly not an expert in assault packs, if you like assault packs silhouettes and you want something that looks a little bit, distinctive, this is the Arc'teryx Leaf Assault 30 or Card 30. I think it used to be called the Card 30. This is also an assault pack. Again, I don't assault anything, so I don't know. But this opens way up. Very interesting. You've got Velcro inside, plus some kind of strips of, not quite molle, but you can kind of organize your own layout here with separate pouches. And you've got this same kind of interesting big side pockets on each side, though there's no like internal organization for them. This one has, again, like kind of Arc'teryx's distinctive take on fashion and design, even for an assault pack. Great brain pocket up here, and removable waist belt at the bottom here. You could potentially rock this if you removed like maybe the cording and the belt here. You could potentially rock this as an urban EDC type of assault pack, actually, like especially in the black colorway. I think anyway. Anyway, and so that's it. If you have any questions about this pack, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. And if there's any pack that you'd like me to review, go ahead and leave those in the comments below. And if I own it, I will review it. Thank you very much.